Hello and welcome to your Wednesday Advanced Training Call. My name is Jared Krebs. I'm here in San Antonio, and I am excited about our special guest today. But before we bring him on to share his story, I want to remind you of 10 things to expect when building your USANA business. Number one, there will be ups and downs, just like anything. Number two, success or failure is up to you. If you succeed, it's because of you. If you fail, it's because of you, not because of the person who invited you to USANA. Number three, the goal is for you to become independent and be an independent example and a leader for your team. Number four, make your plan on the weekends. Do it, review it, and make adjustments. Plan, do, review, adjust. Number five, it's going to take time. It's going to take a year to become competent at the skills to do this. It's going to take 3 years to build a significant part-time income. It's going to take 5 years to build a full-time income and 7 years to become world-class. It can happen faster, but it's just going to take time. Number six, it takes consistent work and hustle. You've got to be consistent week in, week out, super critical. Number seven, you're going to have to grow and get outside of your comfort zone and do things that make you feel uncomfortable, like doing Facebook Lives. Number eight, mental toughness is necessary. You've got to be mentally tough and get through those hard moments and call people if you need support. Number nine, the grass is not greener in other companies. I've seen people leave USANA and never make what they made in their USANA business. And number 10, this is a long-term game. USANA is 25 years strong with over $2.5 billion paid to its associates. It's provided me and my wife a full-time income for over a decade, as well as thousands of people around the world who've made a full-time income, and hundreds of thousands have made a part-time income with USANA. It works if you work. And bonus tip, always remember that amateurs sell products, but professionals sell the vision. Make sure you're sharing everything that USANA has to offer, the tax savings, the business that people can make, the money people can make, the community, the personal growth, not just the health. And the way you can do that is by bringing people on these webinars and sharing these videos. And few have done it as well as Wild Bill Jones, who is a goal director. He's been with USANA for 17 years. And Wild Bill, thank you so much for being on this call. Thank you for taking time out of your schedule. We want to hear what your story is like, what your life was like before USANA, maybe how you got introduced, what challenges did you overcome, and what is your life like today thanks to USANA. So Wild Bill, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Jared. Thanks, Randy. I really appreciate the opportunity to come here, and it gave me a chance to kind of check in with myself and see, looking back, where I started, what I did, and how I got here, how we got here. Yeah, my name is Wild. My wife is Diane Lyon, my business partner, and we were introduced to USANA long ago, far away, by an old business associate of my wife, Diane's. Sent the basic information, sent a video, did a follow-up, and it got moved around from drawer to drawer. And eventually, we did take it out and have a look at it. But I really appreciate the straightforward information you gave right at the beginning of your opening here. Let me give you a quick background. When I was 17 years old, I joined the Navy to see the world, because my dad wasn't very smart and I wanted to show him how smart I was. So the best thing to do was leave town. But I was a sickly kid. I didn't have a whole lot going for me. I spent a whole year in the hospital one year, and they pushed me into the next grade so that my parents wouldn't be embarrassed. So anyways, I got over that, and then the following year, it got a little bit tougher, and the year after that, I got tougher. Then I got pneumonia. That didn't work very well, so I just kept pushing forward. It was so challenging by the time I got into grade 7 that the only thing left to do was I couldn't keep up. I failed. And then I got through a couple more years, and then I failed again. And then I was supposed to be going into grade 11, and I said, then I was 17, and I thought, now's the time to leave so I don't look really stupid. So I quit school to save face. So I joined the Navy, saw the world, did all kinds of other wonderful things. My job in the Navy was I was catching submarines. I was a sonar dude, and I was pretty darn good at what I did. All I needed was ears and the possibility of connecting dots and doing things like that. after 13 years, I got out. I got tired of looking after explosives and being a scuba diver and being chased by sharks and things like that. I was pretty gutsy, but I thought my life might go on a little longer if I did something different. Um, After 13 years in the Navy, I decided I was going to get out, and I moved to Calgary. I wanted to have a life of adventure and be a cowboy, and I ended up being a cowboy. I drove a sawdust truck and delivered sawdust to the stampede grounds and to feedlots and things like that. Got tired of that. I bought a business in Victoria. I didn't have a lot of money. So if anybody thinks at this point I had a lot of money to go around and buy businesses, the answer was I did not. I was going by the skin of my teeth. Um, I got out of that. Then I sold that business and I moved back to Victoria where I sold cars. That was a lot of fun. Then I bought a business and I sold that. Then I got into Snap-on Tools. I was a Snap-on Tools dealer for 7 years. I was a manager for one of those years, an industrial dealer for one of those years. And I ended up babysitting 7 full-grown men. I got tired of that really quick. So then I decided I was going to look for something else, and I found a business that was starting out selling buses and ambulances. And I did that for 13 years. After about 2 years, I became the sales manager. And while I was there, I opened a leasing company so I could help more people. That was good. Then it was time to leave. I met Diane, and then it was really time to leave. So I sold everything I owned, and I moved to Tacoma, Washington. Shortly after that was the contact that Diane had from USANA, a couple that lived down in Las Vegas, and we did not get a lot of mentoring. I'll just put it that way. There were some people in our area. There was Tom and Lori Mulhern, and they came alongside us. This is Crossline. There was nothing in it for them. We started USANA Northwest, and we basically focused on helping other people and helping other people get healthy. That was my deal. I was really sickly when Diane and I met. I had high blood pressure. I was carrying too much weight. My energy level was way down. And my doctor said, the only thing I could do is go on blood pressure pills and do the old pharmaceutical program. And after we started with USANA, we thought, how could we lose? We'll give it a shot for a few months and we'll see where it goes. Did I get rich? The answer was no. Did I get healthy? The answer was yes. My doctor said, listen, son, I don't know what you're doing, but whatever you're doing, I want to know. I says, you ever heard of USANA Health Sciences? He had a little smile in the corner of his mouth, and I thought, you weasel, you're going to tell me something you should have told me a while back. And he said, you ever heard of USANA? I've heard of USANA. My wife puts it out for me every morning and every evening. I said, okay, so there you go. It was a conflict of interest. My health was a conflict of interest for him. Not all doctors are like that. The ones that know about it, we know those guys. That yes, it's a real good deal. We've done 14 conventions in a row. We've missed the last 2 because we were traveling. Was our journey easy? No, it wasn't. We didn't get a lot of support. We kind of had to make it up as we went. But when we got to USANA Northwest, there was Crossline. Crossline was our saving grace. And it was in 2014. We had been asked by the Mullerns if we knew where we were going and what we were doing, and had we made a commitment that we were going to go and do that. That was in the Marriott Hotel in Salt Lake City. And we said, well, gee, that's a good idea. I guess it would be good if we did that. So we focused on maybe we should try and go for silver, which we realized once we were on our way into our silver, it was partway through our gold requirements. And our team carried us over the line. We went gold while we were at convention. It was absolutely fabulous. And we've had so much fun and so much return for our investment in our time, but it wasn't easy. And I thought if it was easy, anybody could do it. And it's the people that your people have, if they just understand what a gift they have in the support of you and your dad. I mean, every time I've seen you guys at convention, it's like, if, get back to your program, get on with focus, get your thing done, know where you're going, know what the requirements are to get there, and then the road gets so much easier. That's about my story of background and whatever comes next.
Awesome. Wild. I love what you had to say about like just regaining your health and not making excuses for, let's say, lack of mentorship or whatever perceptions you felt like might have been missing. Like you just kept going, and it's so funny that a lot of times you see that so sometimes the distributors that really have very little mentorship still become very successful just because of that will to succeed and that will to follow through. And then you see other people that do have a lot of mentorship that are successful as well, but maybe they have different challenges that they had to have a high will to succeed. It seems like it's just really cool to hear your story. And I just wanted to know, and by the way, for our live viewers right now on Zoom or on Facebook Live, I'm watching here on my phone, please type in your questions for Wild right now and I'll ask them. But I have a question. I think we got one already from Sue Ann. So I'm gonna ask my question really fast. What was a moment where you just felt like, man, this is so awesome. I love my USANA business. It's really changing my life. It's really helping me. Like, what was like a moment it just kind of all clicked for you?
It wasn't the money.
Okay.
It was, if I don't have my health, I don't have anything. And when I saw my health go from the basement to the top floor, I thought, now I can do anything. Now I can focus on what we have to do. But the focus really was on how many more people can we help. If they don't buy the story, if they don't think they can do it, nobody's going to make them. They have to decide, can I do it, or set it aside? Because you got to want to. I've heard that so many times. If you don't want to, no, who's going to come along and give it to you? It's a false sense of security. Yeah.
That's so true. And you're right. I mean, if we don't feel good, then how can we focus and build our business?
That's right. Yeah, you're the people that people want to be around. Hey, I want to be around. I just want to be around you guys. And then from there, basically, you're just drafting. You're flying along behind the big plane. You're just drafting, and you get caught up in the momentum, and it just transforms people. I've seen it again and again and again.
So true. So true. I love that. All right. So we have some questions coming in. Sue Ann Knobloch from San Antonio asks, what books would you recommend about staying focused?
Oh my gosh. There are so many. I'm not, oh dear. I do fail at that. I don't feel, I go to those. My wife Diane's read probably Norman Vincent Peale, you name it. There's a whole row of informational literature. It's all the same stuff. We all read the same stuff. I don't think I went out and bought something. I'll do anything inspirational. Is it pertinent to what we're doing? It's pertinent to flying my kite, giving me the air to get it off the ground and get going. That's what I focus on. They can just be true success stories on anything. Success is success. It's a mindset.
Awesome. Okay. So it sounds like general, just really general. You go with something that just personally calls to you, not a specific book per se.
Yep. That's okay. What I do.
Awesome. Phyllis Walker from Salt Lake City asks, how do you prospect?
Oh, they're everywhere. They're everywhere. Is being interested in people. If I go out there with a mindset of prospecting, I might as well stay home. If I'm going to go out there and if I see somebody and that it feels like there's some kind of a magic going on, just, hey, how are you today? Under normal circumstances, would you do that? If you don't, get used to it. Go and talk to people. The more people you talk to, you might hit 10, and then the 11th person might respond, brilliant, why are you asking me all this stuff? What do you do? Oh, now they're coming around, okay? But they don't all do that. You might hit 3 in a row. You just got to keep talking to people, meeting people, being interested in other people.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, it sounds like, again, having your heart in the right place is very key to prospecting and just taking action when the opportunities arise.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. All right. Next question, Randy Krebs from Salt Lake asks, where did the name Wild come from? I've known you for such a long time. You were on the 2009 cruise together.
Okay, I'll tell you. I will tell you the short version of that one. It's a fairly lengthy one, but when I was 17 and I joined the Navy, um, I was creative in my thinking. I did all kinds of things. Some were good, some weren't so good. One next morning, somebody said to me, well, whatever was going on, they said, that's wild. How did you do this or how did you do something else? And then something else the next night took place. And as that thing was taking place, somebody said, that is wild, Bill. And then it became Wild Bill. And then when I became an American citizen all the years later, before I became finished with all my paperwork with a lady who was interrogating me, she said, is there anything you want to change before I send your paperwork down the line? And I said, like what? She said, like your name? Or I said, how do I do that? So I took my money, drove across town, got the paperwork, saw the judge. He signed it off. I took it back, gave it to the woman. I said, there you go. Back came the paperwork as Wild Bill Jones, and I was then a United States citizen. I was sworn in that day, and ever since that day, that's the story.
Wow. So you had like this paperwork in front of you, and it was like made kind of easy, it sounds like. So you're like, well, okay, and you just changed it.
No question, no hesitation. When would I do it? As soon as you get back, your paperwork goes down the chute. And when I came back, it's like, well, I thought you just left. And I said, I did. And I got her done. I know, but I'm not going to ask you how fast you drove. Because they don't have those numbers on speed limit signs.
And where are you from originally?
Nanaimo, British Columbia on Vancouver Island.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yep.
Well, that is a really neat story. You have to definitely be, how do I say, I don't know, you just very, very, very fun, focused to do that. So I love it.
Nothing to lose.
All right, we have a question from Facebook Live. Jared Harris is watching, and he asks, hold on. What do you say when it's an MLM, or when your prospect feels like it's an MLM? How do you handle that?
I just had. You had a bad experience with that. Do you want to tell me more about that? Ask more. I hate getting stuck, so whenever I get stuck, I'll ask a question. Is there something specifically you're looking for? Tell me what it is. Have you had a bad experience? Okay, and how did you handle? Keep pushing it back.
Okay. Ooh, that's really good. Yeah, because
then that work out for you?
Yeah, they might say, "Oh, I was in an MLM," or "I was," whatever they'll say, and then you just ask another question on that.
Tell me more about that.
Tell me more about that. Fantastic.
Well, they'll burn themselves out.
Yeah, great question. Thank you, Jared, and great answer. All right. Next question. Randy Krebs asks, "What are your thoughts on attending events?"
Ooh, critical. 14 years in a row. When we were advised that we should go to convention, be around successful people, learn from successful people, and you're not going to do that Monday through Friday at home when you're trying to figure out, should I take my slippers off and go to work? Well, if you're not going to go to work, nothing's going to happen.
So
Get
true.
on the phone. Do what you do, but do it in the right order. If you're confused about what you should be doing, ask your upline. I hope you have one. If they don't, see who their upline might be, and maybe they'll help you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well said, sir. Sue-Ann Knobloch says she did a name change too. How funny. Oh, you did, Sue-Ann. What was your name prior? I guess she'll type that in the chat.
We can't wait.
Oh, Sue. Oh, so she added the Ann. Okay, Sue-Ann.
Oh, Sue-Ann, of course. And with two N's, no E.
Right. That's cool. All right. So more questions, guys. Go ahead and type them in. Y'all are doing great with your questions. I have another one. Bill, when you were going through your USANA time, when was a hard moment like that you said, oh God, I might quit? How did you
When? Which day?
overcome
Which day? You know,
it?
for
Well, you know
me,
what? If you've had multiple of those, or if it happens every week, tell us.
exactly, exactly. Don't keep it to yourself. If you're feeling like you don't want to do that anymore, don't waste anybody's time. Go ahead and show everybody how right you are and quit. Good start. The turtle
Love
in
it.
the hair. Yep.
So in other words, you haven't felt that way, or you have, or I'm curious.
Hey, and no matter what I have done, there's always time where you're thinking, is this, whatever I'm doing, is this worth it? And those are the times when I say, if I don't give it my best, I'm not going to get the best. So if I quit now, I'll prove myself right and end up with nothing. If it's an investment in money, it's an investment in time, it's an investment about caring about what somebody else is doing, it's an investment in caring about somebody else's health, perhaps even more than they do. But if they can catch your dream and make it their dream, could change the world. How many people do we know like that?
Yeah.
Lots, I'm sure. Yeah.
Well, I like also what you said about focusing on how many people you can help or asking who you can help.
Yep.
I notice in my experience when I'm all about Jared becoming a diamond director or Jared sponsoring or blah blah blah, then my energy is low. I get depressed. I start, But when it's like, let's start the day. Who can I help? Who can I bless? Who can I give this jewel of wonderful things to? Then it's like, it seems like I'm happier. I attract better people. The people I talk to are more open because of how I'm, projecting. So,
Well, and what's your focus? What is your focus? Because here's one thing that really helped me almost beyond belief. One day I said to myself, I really have to figure something out. Okay, focus on what does he want to do? What it was a beautiful, shiny motorcycle I really wanted. I cut out a picture of that make and model, stuck it on my bathroom mirror. I saw it, I don't know, 5 times a day, right? Oh yeah, my motorcycle. But now it's subliminal, okay? Time goes by. Seriously. One day I'm upstairs, I'm looking out my upstairs bedroom window. 3 motorcycles in my driveway. Guess whose they are? How did they get there? If you want to know how you can subliminally affect your mindset, go and figure it out. This is what I really, really, really want. And you might want to put a gold pin up there. You want to put a silver one up there. You might want to put a brand new backpack. It doesn't matter. But focus on what you want. And I find they always show up. They always show up.
I love it. So true. So true on the dream board side. Man, that is, if you haven't made a dream board, I want to encourage you to make one. And if you have one and you haven't spruced it up, then go ahead and redo it. It's really important. And I'm in the process of redoing mine actually, because a lot of things came true. And it's like, I need to like now make some new goals. So it's an ongoing thing, but thank you for saying that. That's very, very important for us to do.
Yep, for sure.
All right, another question comes in. You and Diane are very successful. How do you both work your USANA business?
Seriously, right now it is, most of them are in chance encounters because we have slowed down a lot because of a lot of time we've spent in doing what we're doing. Now we're traveling. And we meet people from all over the place, USANA people, or if you're coming through New Zealand, if you're coming through Australia, please let us know when you're going to be in town. We've been on tour now for a while, so we still have people calling up saying, I know you guys are doing this and this and this. They know what you're up to. It might take them a while, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, I don't know. But we still have people calling us. We have people just going on our website and ordering stuff. It's magic. Just magic. But really, we are retired.
I love it. I love it. That's true. When you build this thing and you have that big client base and lots of associates, it's so cool as they just order and they love the products. I think that's the thing I really appreciate about USANA is the products are so good. And
Yeah.
they stay on top of the science, like the vitamin K2 thing that just came out. It's like I saw Dr. Ladd's video. I need to post that in USANA Fit Family. But it's a 20-minute video about all the science, and I'm like, oh, thank God I have scientists that are working for me.
You don't need to know it. I don't need to know it. They know it. We share it.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
Man. And it's just a blessing because now I know about vitamin K2 and I'm all excited. I take my vitamin K2. I'm like, oh, this is doing so many things for me. Yes.
Here's another beautiful one, Jared, is that I was down there for my annual checkup that, they always say, well, there's nothing wrong with you, go away. Okay, fine. You wanted me to come in and see you. Here I am. Anyways, they said, are you taking anything? Are you taking any drugs or anything like that? And I said, do you want a list? And they were like, oh my gosh, we hit pay dirt. So all of the supplements I take, because we take 2 My Health packs every morning and every evening, right? And I showed it to them. They go like, oh, okay, well, that's great. I'm glad you're doing fine. And, they don't want to know what's keeping you healthy because they're in the sickness business.
Yeah.
I just make sure that I don't have to go there very often.
That's right. Love it.
Yep.
All right. Our last question comes from Clara Martinez in Tempe, Arizona. She asks, what is the best advice you have for a new associate?
The best advice I have for a new associate? Just tell them to be patient and tell them to learn everything they can, and just tell them to get their heart in the right place and look long term for whatever it is you want, and learn, get on the videos, go to convention, surround yourself with successful people, and it rubs off. It rubs off, and all it will do is propel you to where you want to go. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. So true. You got to be patient. You got to learn. You got to take action. There's no secret to this. It's just a consistency of those 3 things, being patient, learning new things, and taking action every single day. You're going to get better and better and better.
And if you haven't failed, you're not trying hard enough.
That's true. That's true. Oh, hello, Paige Johnson-Hunter. Welcome to the video. We are honored to have you. That's awesome. All right, Paige, we need to talk. We want to bring you on one of these webinars. Okay, so Wild Bill, thank you again. This has been such a pleasure learning your story. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. How can people find you on Facebook?
Wild Bill Jones, and there's a picture of me petting a donkey named Pietro.
All right, go friend Wild Bill. And we're going to unmute the lines, and everyone say, have an awesome day, and thanks, Wild Bill.
Have an awesome day.
Have an awesome day.
Have an awesome day,
Thanks,
Wild
Thank you,
Bill.
Wild.
Enjoy your day.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Bill. Wild.
Jared. It's training.
We're going to call you right now.